Welcome back to the Gourmet Gambit. Today we're going to make a very traditional recipe, a Castelnaudary style cassoulet. Castelnaudary is one of the towns where cassoulet originated and where they still make their cassoulet in the famous clay pots which are called a cassole, cassoulet. So these are still handmade in Castelnaudary. This is quite a time-consuming recipe because we're going to make our own duck confit, and it's all going to start off the day before. I'm Wes Waldman, let's get started. The morning before we're going to start curing our duck legs. You can also use goose, plain coarse sea salt, natural sea salt, crushed black peppercorns, and again sea salt, nice fresh thyme, bay leaves, little bits, garlic, just chopped grossly, we're going to rub our duck legs so the salt covers everything. Just give it a good massage, they like that very much. Skin down, film, and we're going to preserve this in the fridge for 24 hours. Our white beans, in French they use lingots, lauragaise or tarbais, but they're not easy to find, so you can replace them by Canelli white beans or Great Northern white beans. We're going to let our white beans soak overnight in just plain cold water. What we're going to do is I'm going to make my chicken stock the day before as well, so we get enough time tomorrow to build our cassoulet. So we got our pork belly and we cut off the pork rind and in the pan. If you got some chicken bones leftovers or anything like that, in the pan. Onion, cloves, garlic cut in half, in the pot. Celery stalks, in the pot. Leek, wash first, sand, cut, in the pot. Of course, you wash all your vegetables, carrots, cut, in the pot. Thyme, fresh, in the pot. Bay leaves, in the pot. Nutmeg, in the pot. Red peppercorns, in the pot. Chicken stock, you can use powder, liquid or cubes. We're not going to salt this too much to start off. We're going to taste what it's like once the stock is ready, because we're going to use it several times for the cassoulet. So every time it dries out, the salt concentrates, and we don't want this dish to become over salted. 3 tablespoons of duck fat. Fill it up with a good amount of water. Pork belly. So we're going to heat up our pot on the maximum, and once it starts boiling, we lower the fire up to the minimum and we let it simmer low and slow. After half an hour cooking, we're going to take out our pork belly, and the rest is going to simmer for another 2.5 hours. We're not going to keep the lid on, so as our stock is going to reduce slowly, it's going to concentrate more and more all these beautiful flavors. After half an hour, we're going to take our pork belly out, we're going to let it cool down, and then we're going to preserve it in the fridge for the next day. After 1.5 hours, we're going to take the pork rind out as well, and we're going to let this cool down, and we preserve this in the fridge overnight. We're going to taste a little bit of our stock. We're going to put some salt in there. It's nicely salted, not too much. So our stock is ready. Take off the heat, and we're going to take out all of the vegetables, and we're going to filter our stock. And our stock is ready for tomorrow. Keep it in your fridge, if not, keep it in a cool place. Finally, sea day has arrived, and we're going to start making our duck confit. We're going to clean our duck legs under cold running water to get all the excess of salt off. And we're going to dry them. We're going to leave our pots of duck fat in hot water, 10 minutes. Once your duck fat is melted, pour in half a glass of water. The water is going to be on the bottom and is going to avoid your duck legs to get stuck on the bottom. Now we're going to pour in our duck legs. It is really important that everything is covered with the duck fat, garlic clove, with the skin. And the third one, some thyme, heat up to 90 degrees Celsius, and we're going to cook it for 2 hours, low and slow. So as soon as I pass the 80 degrees, I'm going to put my pot on a very small, low fire. We're going to drain and rinse our beans. My stock is still cold. We're going to pour our beans in there. When you're going to cook your beans and you start off with cold stock, you're going to avoid the thermal shock that could split your beans open. Now we're going to heat up our beans up to the boiling point, then we're going to lower the fire and give it a slow boil for 45 minutes, 1 hour. We want our beans to be done, but still a little bit chewy. We got a salted bacon. We don't use any smoked bacon or anything else, nothing smoked in the traditional cassoulet. I'm going to take out the pork rind. Cut this up to little bits like this. And we're going to chop this finely with some garlic. We're going to preserve this in the fridge, and we're going to use this to mix with the beans when we're going to build our cassoulet. Now the beans are really on a regular boil, and we're going to skim out all that scum, what comes up. You have to do this once in a while. And also don't forget to check out once in a while your temperature of your duck confit. Taste your beans. They are nicely done, but they still got some consistency, some chewiness, and that's exactly what we want. We're going to take our beans out, and we're going to preserve the stock, of course. With our beans still warm, we're going to mix our crushed bacon and garlic in the beans, and we're also going to pour some crushed pepper. Just mix it roughly. We're going to take our pork belly and we're going to cut it in nice chunks like this. And we're going to fry this all in duck fat. Heat up a frying pan, maximum heat, pour some duck fat. Put our pork belly in there. And we're going to preserve these. We're going to put our sausages in there. And we're going to take our sausages out. Deglaze the pan with some water. And we're going to stop the fire. We're going to cut the sausages in half. Oops. Here you go. So we're going to use our pork rind to mix with our white beans when we're going to build our cassoulet, and we're going to use the bart for the bottom and the sides of the casserole. Still quite some meat on there. So to build our cassoulet, we're going to start off with some pork bart. A little bit of thyme on the bottom, some bay leaves, first some beans, some pork rind, pork belly, sausage, and we go on building. Again, some rind, belly, sausages, some more rind, our last bits of meat and sausages, just a little bit more beans, get it a little bit even. Our duck confit is gonna be on top of this when we start the last hour or 40 minutes of cooking. The deglazed duck fat, and we're gonna put our chicken stock on there. Now this is about the level we need. And now we're ready to put it in the oven. If you got a convection oven, put on the van, 170 degrees Celsius, 3.5 hours. If you got a classic oven, 180 degrees Celsius, same time. And we're going to come back every 40 minutes to see if we need some more stock, and also to see how our crust is going to shape itself and break it a little bit 2 or 3 times. I don't preheat the oven because this is quite a large clay pot, so to heat it up evenly and progressively, I'm going to start with a cold oven. Now, duck confit, to see if they're well done, take a fork or a knife, it just goes in very easily, so this is perfect. Beautiful. Filter the duck fat and preserve in your fridge. Duck fat is really amazing to cook with, to fry with. The last 45 minutes we're going to put our duck confit in there as well. It's going to be really nice and crusty. Quite a lot of work, a lot of time, but there is nothing compared to this traditional recipe. Always fried in duck or goose fat, no breadcrumbs on the cassoulet, please. Here are some historical facts. Bon appetit and see you soon.